Hey, y'all. It's time for Lunch Songs Live. In which I'm going to test out some new stuff. If I can find it here. Here we go. Let me start this. Let's see if it works. Ruby waits for Oswald, bound for county jail, and thinks Buddy life's the coffin, just your final nail. Maybe all the world's a stage, they say, but we rarely choose the role. From the halls of the Kremlin down to the grassy knoll, little blue balloon in a big blue sky. Goodbye, balloon, goodbye. When I was 5, my daddy bought a helium balloon, but I let it go and watched to see if it could reach the moon. Slapped me twice and told me, son, the things you're born to do, sometimes you'll find they're bound to go on even without you. Little blue balloon in a big blue sky. Goodbye, balloon, goodbye. Mother called you Harvey, and she told you not to dream. The kids all called me Sparky, 'cause I was quick and I was mean. There's a story no one's written, though it's countless times retold, and it changes with the telling, like a game of telephone. Oswald steps up through the crowd. Sometimes the things you never say can echo twice as loud. Hey buddy, we can't help it, rumors do what rumors do. So let's get on with this dance. The world is saved for me and you. Little blue balloon in a big blue sky. Goodbye, balloon, goodbye. Little blue balloon in a big blue sky. Goodbye, balloon, goodbye. Goodbye, balloon, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. This little auto scene switcher is actually working. Let me see if anyone's watching. Hey, if you are watching, say hey. I'm going to do an absolutely ridiculous cover song after I tune up real quick. Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey. How are you today? Mr. Peets, hello. Stuart, what's up, Stuart? I finally figured out how to get an auto scene switcher working on my Mac. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy, because I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Anyway the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. Mama, I just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my time has come. I sent shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody. Well, I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind, face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Figaro, Magnifico. I am just just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Bismillah, no, we will not let you go. Bismillah, no, we will not let you go. Bismillah, never let you go, never let you go, never let you go. Whoa. No, 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 no. Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub, as the devil put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stop me and spit in my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Whoa, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Nothing really matters, anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Oh, nothing really matters to me. Any way the wind blows. All right, that was my slow and ridiculous version of Bohemian Rhapsody. Joan Robley. Hi, Mom. Bob cried wolf. Thanks, Bob. Yes, Jeremy. Another Freddie Mercury cover. I've been doing lots of those lately. Thanks, Nick Peets. There's a lot of chords in that song. And hardly any in this one. It's a song of mine called American Dreams. Boy, back in Spirograph, Ohio. My pa came home covered in cold sweat and jet black soot. Work, it was hard, but it paid, though those days have gone by. Oh, today you pray you don't get caught in the same place you cook. True, Jeremy. Like 12 more personalities than in most pop songs. Most nights I lie awake, cursing this country I come from. But when Jane says she loves it, I claim to know just what she means. It laughs like a line that our dirty old linens get hung from. Dry when you ain't got the time to scrub all of them clean. While the soul gets bruised, black and cold country blues. If the ghost of this culture's unseemly, it's mostly unseen by those folks on the coast who get hooked on American dreams. Jerry, it's very impressive you made it to Boston. Well, I'm stretched by the lack of that factory work, tight as a drum. Now you're making the money most people get easily lost in. Jerry, it's plain as the day you forgot where you're from. Sing a verse or two of these Rust Belt blues. And once you escape, get replaced like an old pair of jeans. Now you're one of them, been hooked by American dreams. This man up in Maine asked for help making bedspreads and sweaters. Poor French Canadian laborers answered the call. Now all that remains are the ways they thought life would get better. There's a school in his name that great grandkids could never afford. So now it's pills and booze for these milltown blues that flow like the river that powered his cotton machine. I guess to get rich you just let someone else stitch American dreams. This white cable news guy tried grilling these three black professors on why rioters might vandalize their own poor neighborhoods. But if he had been held more than 400 years under pressure, I bet he'd fucking wanna be heard first, if not understood. So how should we get through? Feels like deja vu. Should we sit, should we kneel, Should we shout? Should we jump? Should we scream? To get through to you, made blind by American dreams. Yeah, how do we undo what we're beholden to? In this history of winners where losers get lost in between. All those cracks in the bell where they rang the American dream. Yeah, you're either by heaven or hell when they sell those American dreams. Switch over here. Switch this camera. Nope, not that one. This one. And see what's happening. Blair, thanks, Blair. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks to everyone who's watching. Let me get my guitar in tune real quick, and I will tell you a story about a song I'm about to cover. Let me see here. Here we go. So, no, not that one. Not that one. This one. Here we go. Okay, so when I first moved to Portland, Oregon, it was still like the Napster was out and stuff, but I had not yet really. I never really did, I guess, get into the like individual song downloading thing. I still was a stubborn CD buyer for a long time, but when I first moved to Oregon, I was walking around downtown and discovered the Portland Public Library, and so I went in and I went to the music section and just grabbed a bunch of random CDs at like probably 20 or 30 CDs, however many the max was that they would let you take out. CDs I had never heard before, or artists I had never heard before. And oddly, a lot of them tended to be these sort of like, well, what I know of now is sort of legendary folk singer-songwriters, but at the time I'd never heard of. So like Bill Morrissey and David Wilcox and Bruce Cockburn and a bunch of people like that. Greg Brown. I guess I had heard of Greg Brown prior to that. But anyways, I got all these CDs, and I listened to them, and I fell in love with a lot of these songwriters. And the one that I think stuck with me the most was this album, North, by Bill Morrissey. And he is a kind of quintessential New England folk songwriter. And I think that's why I responded to it. I grew up in Rhode Island and had spent time in New Hampshire and Maine and Massachusetts and stuff. And there was something familiar about the landscape that he put in the songs. And so, so this album really stuck with me. And another songwriter, a much younger songwriter than Bill Morrissey that I admire, Mark Arelli, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, did an album of all Bill Morrissey songs. And Bill Morrissey has one of those voices. I mean, he's passed away now, but he is one of those voices that I can understand why people would listen and be like, ugh, I do not like this. I really love his voice, but you know, one of those sort of things. It's very characteristic. Take it or leave it. But anyways, all that to say, he's an incredible songwriter and like one of those economical songwriters. Like his lyrics are very much like how Raymond Carver and Hemingway get credited in terms of their prose style. Just succinct, and he packs it all into a small amount of lines. So, where am I going with this story? Eventually I'm going to play a song called Ice Fishing by Bill Morrissey. But, I was talking about Marcarelli's album. So, if you check out Bill Morrissey and his voice isn't for you, you should go listen to Marcarelli's album. I think it's called Milltown, which is just all Bill Morrissey's songs, but with a voice that is more contemporary and perhaps palatable. So go check either of those out. But the reason why, of all the songs on North, which I think are all pretty much perfect songs, Ice Fishing just absolutely haunts me. And I've been in the kitchen before listening to this song and just broke down weeping. Not necessarily because there's anything, I wouldn't say it's like a hypercharged emotional content kind of song, but it's just like one of those things that's just so well made, and then I get all emotional thinking about human achievement and how amazing we can be when we're observant and empathetic and also gifted at cutting out all the crap and just boiling it down to the essentials. Anyways, so the song has meant even more to me recently. The past few years, I moved to this town called Lewiston, Maine, which is a New England mill town. There are many of them. I have no idea which particular mill town Bill Morrissey was writing about in Ice Fishing, but it might as well have been Lewiston. Everything that he mentions is happening in our town, or at least did happen in its heyday when the mills were going. There's the luncheonettes and the taverns, and in fact, my wife's dad operated one of those taverns for the mill workers. And yeah, so where am I going with this? Oh, I will have now talked for at least twice as long as the song is, because I said he's economical. It's a super short song. And in that time, we traverse like the working class landscape of a mill town, and we address mortality and futility and labor and so many other things. So let me play Ice Fishing. And also, if you want to hear Bill Morrissey's version, I have a playlist on Spotify called Lyrics in the Limelight, and the link to that is bit.ly/lyrics limelight, or you can see it at the bottom of the screen there. I put his song to the top of it, so check that out, and then subscribe to the playlist too. I'll keep it updated a couple times a week with the songs I'm talking about here and trying to cover. All right. There we go. The curb, finally beaten by the sun. Across the street, the noon whistle blew, calling back everyone. And they came out from the luncheonette, the tavern and the pharmacy. Across the wet street, back to work, their coats unbuttoned, talking easily. And the ice is cracked on the river, rolling out to the bay. On one flow rides a bob house. There's always one that stays out too long, they say. There ain't much to mill work, days that just drag on and on. There ain't much to leaving home till you finally cut the cord and know you're gone. There ain't much to ice fishing until you miss a day or more. And the hole you cut freezes over, and it's like you have never been there before. That was Ice Fishing by the great Bill Morrissey, which I hope you'll check out. I'm going to do one of mine now called Collapsing Star, which is so far just a single that's out there in the world, Spotify and Apple Music and all those things. But I'm going to be compiling it on a record that I hope will be out soonish. Let me change the little message here too. There we go. Let me change the message here and add that. Sorry, thanks for sticking with me as I do this little switcheroo. I gotta get all this stuff automated at some point, but until then, just clicking around on a bunch of buttons. There we go. Okay. So, eventually, sometime next week probably, I'm going to do an all-request episode. So, if there's something you want to hear, let me know. I mean, if it's as hard as Bohemian Rhapsody to learn, I'll probably procrastinate. But if it's an easier song, I might be able to learn it by next week. And if it's one of my songs, I should fucking know it already. Alcoholic eyes and your sad sense of spent allure, how the better half of you will hide behind all the small things you never were. You're like a starlet of the silver screen, who's burdened by your beauty and by everything it's gonna mean for us goes away. Now that our collapsing star shines a little less bright, now that our collapsing star gives off a little less light, I can feel you in the dark tonight. You're alright. You're alright. You're alright tonight. Thanks, Dust Rhinos. Taking away the moments that make up the dull day, fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way, kicking around on a piece of ground in your hometown, waiting for someone or something to show you the way. Every year is getting... No, what's that line? Tired of lying in the sunshine, staying home to watch the rain. You are young and life is long. There is time to kill today. And then one day you'll find 10 years gone behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun. When you run and you run to catch up with the sun, but it's sinking, racing around to come up behind you again. The sun is the same in a relative way, but you're older, shorter of breath, and one day closer to death. Every year is getting shorter, never seem to find the time. Plans that either come to know, half a page of scribbled lines, hanging on in quiet desperation is the English way. Time is gone, the song is over. Thought I'd something more to say.
Blair. Hey, thanks, Travis. Thanks, Noah. Blair with the cormorant request. Absolutely. I'll totally do that next week for the all request show. And then, let me see another one of mine now that I did a Pink Floyd song. This one I'm going to try and do one of those 60-second song stories if I can squeeze it in. Let's see here. So, I'll try and tell you about straight white male in under a minute. All right, so let me start this clock here. So there's a poem by Donald Justice. It's called Men at 40, and I think it really sympathetically describes the way that your average middle-class American man will take on responsibility and duty and all these things as a shield against dread about mortality. And I think his poem, as I said, is very sympathetic. But I was trying to think about the obvious underbelly to that same dread and how often men respond to the lack of control in life by trying to control and own and empower or be in power over everything. And how obviously there's a lot of people in the news that exhibit that, and how miserable their lives must be to be so afraid that they must dominate everyone. So that's what I wrote Straight White Male about. Whoops. We don't need to go through the intro of the show again. We already did that. Okay, let me see here. So I'm going to play Straight White Male.
There's a street light out at the end of your cul-de-sac. where the crickets rub their legs in the woods out back. And the dark like debt stretches on. You can't tell what's the woods and what's your lawn. Straight white male. Did your straight white dad tell you, hey kid, you dare not fail? 'Cause the measure of a real man's in his hands. Oh, ain't that right, white American man? Put an angel up at the top of your Christmas tree. Shines a little cheery light for all your kids and wife to see. When the house falls asleep, you unplug that wire. Leave it on too long, you know it'll start a fire. Straight white male, like the big fat head of the old snake who eats his tail. Oh, the only thing you understand's the only thing you understand. Oh, ain't that right, white American man? Straight white male. Oh, your rising tide is useless if the wind doesn't fill all sails. But you better build a leaky boat and never lose sight of land. Oh, ain't that right, white American man? There's a street light out at the end of your mortgaged lawn. Somewhere across town, lights are coming on.
All right. I'm going to do just one more song and then I'll be done here. But thank you so much for watching and saying hey. And yes, I'll do the cormorant song, which I've been calling There's a Bird, but I don't know if that's a adequate name for that song. Oh, you know what? I got to do my PSA real quick, which is, if you don't have my album, The Great Make Believer, I would love to send you a copy for free. You just got to help me with the shipping and handling costs, and I will sign it, send it to you with a couple posters and a letter that has some sort of extra info about a record that's very special to me. And yeah, so just if you don't have a copy yet, go to go.chrisrobley.com and let me know where to send it. Help me with the shipping cost, and you will have it in a week or two at most. So yeah, all right, I'll be done with my PSA now. This is a song by Kacey Musgraves.
bet you think you're John Wayne, showing up, shooting down everybody. You're classic in the wrong ways. We all know the end of the story, 'cause everyone knows someone who kills the buzz every time they open up their mouth. Everyone knows someone who knows someone, thinks they're cooler than everybody else. And I think we've seen enough to know that you ain't ever gonna come down. Why don't you giddy up, ride straight out of this town, you and your high horse. Ooh. You and your high horse. Ooh. Oh, I bet you think you're first place. Someone should give you a ribbon, put you in the Hall of Fame for all the games that you think that you're winning. 'Cause everyone knows someone who kills the buzz every time they open up their mouth. Everyone knows someone who knows someone, thinks they're cooler than everybody else. And I think we've seen enough to know that you ain't ever gonna come down. Why don't you giddy up, ride straight out of this town, you and your high horse. Ooh. You and your high horse. Ooh.
My voice is not as dexterous as hers.
Darling, you take the high horse, I'll take the high road. If you're too good for us, you'll be good riding solo. Darling, you take the high horse, I'll take the high road. If you're too good for us, you'll be good riding solo. I think we've seen enough to know that you ain't ever gonna come down. Why don't you giddy up, ride straight out of this town. You and your high horse. Ooh. You and your high horse. Ooh. You and your high horse. Ooh. You and your You ain't ever gonna come down. Ooh, you ain't ever gonna come down. You ain't ever gonna come down.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching here, and yeah. Hopefully by Thursday, I'll have a few more of these technical kinks worked out in terms of switching between cameras and stuff. I would like to not use my hands for that and use them for this instead. Okay, well, thanks again. I will see you on Thursday at, when? Let's see, Thursday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time for Lunch Songs Live.